Bub Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Today, we're going to be talking about Tyreekus Davis. Maybe we'll get into some of the other takeaways from fall camp today for the Buffs Monday, August 4th. But Tyreekus Davis, I think, had the best practice, at least of what I saw today, coming down with a fantastic leaping, diving, midair interception on Julian Lewis, who's trying to thread the needle downfield, and then also had a great punch out forced fumble on Simeon Price, which was great to see. So he was somebody that when initially announced that he was transferring here, I thought, okay, like, hey, good depth piece, plenty of experience. But now I'm wondering, we kind of have, in my opinion, like a big time battle right now for that second starting outside corner spot. I think DJ McKinney will be starting on the outside. Preston Hodge, I think, will mainly be in the slot like we all assume. And so Tion Parks, RJ Johnson, Tyreekus Davis, Noah King, like a handful of these guys are battling it out for this last starting position. But I think regardless, if Tyreekus Davis, if he's not starting, I think he's definitely going to be playing like a handful of snaps for us every game, especially, the Big 12. They'll want to spread things out from time to time as well. And man, I have just absolutely loved seeing what we saw today out of Tyreekus Davis. So, going to break this down for you. Y'all be sure, smash that like, subscribe. Most importantly, jump in the chat and let's have a fun conversation about this if I can find the right place. So let's go ahead and get it started. Yeah, Tyreekus Davis right here, the wide receiver slayer himself, coming up with just a beautiful interception. Let's go and make sure that you guys can see this as good as possible here. And just look at this leaping interception, man. This was beautiful. Look at that full extension. Got him. Was trying to hit, was that Ronald Coleman there? And just a beautiful interception there. Let's watch it in slow motion too from Tyreekus Davis. Everybody's pumped up about this. Just beautiful. Last year, Tyreekus Davis, he had one interception. He had a coverage rating of 69.9. I would say that's pretty good, right? And showing the hands right here. No doubt about it. Now, I didn't have like a highlight of this, but y'all can go check this out on Bucky's channel. I just got the screenshot here, so got to avoid the copyright. But you can see right here, Tyreekus Davis punching the ball out on Simeon Price. This was just, he looked like Peanut Tillman doing this thing. He looked fantastic. It was a textbook forced fumble punch out. You'll love to see the physicality there from him. And again, this is an experienced player. To me, I think he looks a little bit bigger than 5'10", 188, but I'll let y'all decide, the guys who are really studying all this practice tape a lot harder than I am. But a guy that can tackle, you saw almost 50 total tackles on the year last year at Wyoming. Fantastic run defense grade of 73, 69.1 tackling grade. And like I said, essentially a 70 overall coverage grade. When targeted, passer rating of 82.4. Yes, please. I'll take that every single time. And mostly he's going to line up at outside corner. We'll kind of see how he's utilized. Maybe there might be potential to use him, as a safety as well. We'll have to see. But I have loved what we have seen from him. This hasn't been the first time in which he's flashed. I think that we've seen him making plays going back as far to the start of camp as well. So very impressed with Tyreekus Davis, no doubt about that. And I guess I'll get into a few of my other highlights here from camp. Shout out to Romello, Mr. Red Watches, for posting this. But Julian Lewis, an 11-on-11. This is a beautiful touchdown throw he had to Brady Kopetz, number 86, right down the seam. Really love that play. and just threw it in there. I mean, Julian continues to flash that arm talent, the quick release. Oh, yeah, even Romelo's saying it here. Yeah, Julian's release is just quick as hell. We also saw another really nice pitch and catch from Julian Lewis to JoJo, Juju to JoJo, and in 7-on-7s, which was fantastic to see. I don't know if I have any other highlights here. We can go to this one from Big Zell saying shit makes me want to cry. Just looking at Larry Johnson stacking up against Samuel Okunlowa. Okunlowa ends up having to throw his hand in there on Larry Johnson. You know what happens. Boom. Grabbing it right there. But yeah, this is looking great. I think that we got a fantastic offensive line this year. They're going to do a great job run blocking for us, and they're going to open up some lanes not only for the running backs, but I think for Kaidon Salter as well. You know, there were some plays where we saw Kaidon Salter take off once a running lane opened, flash the Shador, which was fun to see. And it was also great to see here. I can show this still right here. This is a good shot of in that same video, Kaidon Salter getting off or getting at somebody. I don't know who it was, but had some colorful language. I'm trying not to curse as much on this show for the new YouTube policies, but basically said, "F it, man. I'm trying to check it down to you. You got to look at me." So it's great to see himself, Kaidon Salter, that is, coaching these guys up, communicating. You don't want a quarterback back there that's not going to be proactive in communicating, right? So love to see that as well. There were a few more things that I wanted to point out from just some other notes that I took from taking a look at the well-off practice. Dominique Ponder, number 22, our fourth string quarterback probably. He had a couple really nice touchdowns. He had one, let's see. He had one to Sincere Brown in the back of the end zone. Sincere Brown continuing to dominate practices. Somebody was saying in the comments yesterday with my video on him that it's like, yeah, I think I'm expecting him to start outside of opposite of Omarion Miller. And yeah, I think I'm switching up too, as impressed as I've been with JoJo Williams as well, Joseph Williams. I mean, I feel very, very good about our top four, and they'll both get time. But I think Sincere might be that guy going out there in the starting three with Draylon Miller and Omarion Miller right now. At least that's how I feel about it. And Ponder also threw like a really nice back corner throw. I think this was 7-on-7s to the track hawk, to Kalen Taylor, and caught that in coverage, I believe, over a linebacker. Really love to see that. Saw Kaidon Salter developing some more chemistry with Jack Estera, number 81. So be on the lookout for him. And again, not Tyrecus Davis. Sincere Brown continues to just make plays down the field. Salter had another really nice pitch and catch to Sincere Brown down the field, continuing to develop chemistry there. And I noticed Dallin Hayden, Micah Welsh, Trackhawk, all with really nice runs. And of course, you saw earlier in my video I posted today on the running backs more specifically. Check that out if you guys have time. We saw Simeon Price just hurdle that dude. So that was good to see him come back after having that forced fumble by Tyreekus Davis on him, coming back, doing the Saquon Barkley, which was, awesome to see. Let's see if I still got that somewhere here. I might have been. Yeah, here we go. We can share this and check it out here if you guys haven't seen it yet. I'm sure you guys have, but airtime for Simeon, man. This was, look at the hurdle there. I think Mathis, sorry. Who's your daddy? Cole Mathis. It's Simeon Price on that play. Sorry, man. So, anyways, another really good practice for the Buffs. Again, love the energy, love the chemistry. good vibes. I think this team genuinely likes each other. And again, I think we had great vibes last year as well. But this is just a different feeling. I think we got some young stars emerging. Of course, we won't be able to see who those guys really are until Friday night here in a few weeks when Georgia Tech comes to play. But I'm just so happy with this team. Again, Coach Prime, I think one of the best hires he had this offseason was Marshall Falk, and I think you're seeing a much more well balanced approach. And I will say, I think that I've noticed at least right now, Kaidon Salter pretty much primarily running with the ones, Julian Lewis more so with the twos. Of course, we only get a small picture of things. But again, I do expect to see Julian Lewis play throughout the season. But I think Kane Salter is, establishing himself as, that QB1, at least so far in camp. That will be something to watch to see if Julian is ever given kind of more reps with the ones that's at least shown. Maybe that's something Prime and the rest of the coaching staff want to keep, close to the close to the vest or close to the chest. I mean, yeah, the same thing, right? But they might not want to tip their hand on how much he might play going into that Georgia Tech game, right? You want to keep the element of surprise, much like what we did against TCU 2 years ago. So, with that being said, I'll get to a few of your comments. This is going to be a shorter stream, but again, really do appreciate you guys. There are a lot of great content creators that talk buffs, and it means a lot to have this channel as part of your rotation. So, yeah, D Nice coming in here saying we lost Colton and Travis, but got 4 talented studs back in RJ, Davis, Parks, and King. Yeah, I agree. I think that, we lost a little bit of, top end talent, maybe, right? Colton Hood, of course, Travis Hunter's gone, but I think we got a deeper group than what we had last year. We'll have to see. And absolutely, I love going live talking buffs, man. Pooh Bear, be sure to check out my video I dropped earlier today. It did not hit well in the algorithm, so I don't know if you've seen it, but I have loved what Marshall Faulk's been doing with the running backs. And I think if you go back and watch Michael Welsh's presser today, he talked about just the details that have changed. He's understanding the details so much better. Marshall Faulk has changed their alignment. He has changed their path in where and how they run. Feels like he's developing a better vision, a better patience for things. And this is what you would expect with somebody like Marshall Faulk being here, is to instill these little details that make all the difference in the world once the lights come on. So I've been very happy with what we've seen out of our running backs. Again, not really any of them are proven, at least at this level. Of course, Trackhawk was very, very productive at Incarnate Word down here in San Antonio, which I forgot to mention in that video. But kind of an unproven group holistically, but there's a lot of talent there. Now, I will say, I was a little disappointed that the running backs lost the relay race to the linebackers. It was Dallin Hayden and Simeon Price versus, I want to say, Reggie Hughes and Kylan Salter. And Dallin Hayden had beat out Reggie Hughes, but man, Kylan Salter beat the brakes off of Simeon Price, man. So that was really the another tough break Simeon Price had. But I love what I'm seeing from the linebackers. Now I'm reminded that we also saw Martavius French sack on Julian Lewis during 11 and on 11s, or what would have been a sack. So he has been somebody that's been successful during his time, again, here at UTSA with blitzing from that box linebacker position. So great to see him continuing to get penetration, even against the Buffs. So it's great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Salter was going at X, Quanell Farrakhan Jr. I guess that's who it was. So thank you for that, D Nice. Oh, wait, what are we saying? Aren't they after a complete lockdown cornerback that's allowed 0 TDs? Does that ever exist? I don't even know if that exists. Dude, Dennis. Oh, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Hey, I could be fleeing back to Colorado here very, very soon. Just saying. Yeah, Mercer's saying, this is Salter's last year. Just let him start, and then Juju can have 3 years to start. Yeah, I think the majority of the snaps, I think with what I said, like looking at last week, I think Kane Salter will probably have around 80% of the snaps. We'll see if they integrate Julian Lewis in more than that, but I think he's probably going to get less action than what Tim Tebow got, just because Tim Tebow was that primary red zone guy. Even as a true freshman, he was running in for touchdowns. That's just not Julian's game. Yes, Lady C, Falk for the win. He's been the MVP. I love Marshall Falk. He's getting these guys in order. He's getting them coached up. And again, credit to Coach Swayze. All these guys. Draylon Miller did an interview, right? Michael Welshman talking about him, about how he's just getting everybody in more and more of a tip-top shape. I think this is the best conditioned team we've had so far. But it's not like I felt like we've been bad conditioned in the past. Like I thought that we were, for the most part, the better conditioned teams. Last year in our matchups. Dave, probably have a team this year. I think so, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. Man, and Kylan Salter, yeah, he's fast as a linebacker. I think we got a nice, at least top 3 at linebacker right now. So that's good in case of injury. We'll see what happens. Oh man, I did not even notice that Cam Michael was in a yellow jersey again. That is disappointing. I want the man to be healthy. I want to see what he can do. He's one of the fastest guys, right? He's been clocked at well over 20 miles an hour on the team, right? We got to see what he can do. And yes, mentioned this a little bit earlier, Simo, but Dominique Ponder, man, he was throwing some darts. You saw a touchdown to not Tyreekus Davis, Sincere Brown, the other number 9, and then also Trackhawk in the back of the end zone. Those were both 2 really beautiful throws in 7-on-7s. And yeah, you called it. You called it. Oh, it was Kylan Salter covering Trackhawk for that touchdown. Thank you for that, Northside. And OFB, hope you're doing well, man. D Nice, I believe the yellow jersey just means no contact. So he's probably nursing some sort of injury. Or a minor injury. But again, it means like you can't hit him. The MVP is going to be Swayze. I think that could be, the most obvious MVP choice right now. So, yeah, hopefully Cam Michael's able to be okay. But, yeah, guys, again, another great practice. I love the mojo this team has, man. And I love to see this new era of Buffs, leaders, and stars coming up, man. I think that we're absolutely going to love this offense. Again, like, I don't really know in terms of like a points per game, if it's going to be really any different than what we've seen, last year in terms of how many points they're putting up. Maybe honestly, it's a little bit less, but that doesn't really matter when you're controlling the clock more. When you're able to truly run the ball at will, that's something that I think really could change the fortunes for this team. Is, hey, remember a couple years ago when we played Utah and we were just able to run out, or they were just able to run out the clock with like a 6 or 7 minute drive when Ryan Staub was starting, right? I would love to be able to be in those situations in the fourth quarter, say it's a 1 possession game, and now we have the ability to have a 6-minute drive to run out the clock. I think that would be great. You saw we've had issues with that at certain points, even going back to last year, like North Dakota State, right? Still didn't have a lot of confidence to run the ball in those situations. We did better last year, but we also beat teams by a wide margin also, which was awesome to see. But yeah, I like it. All right, we'll see what else we got. Yeah, Jordan Seaton, aka the franchise. I love that name for him, man. Let's see here. And Pat Shermer's got no excuse but to get creative this year. OFB. This is something that I've been interested to watch. Brett Bartolone being elevated. You have Byron Leftwich officially part of the picture as quarterbacks coach. That's great. Hopefully with Brett Bartolone and Byron Leftwich helping support the pass game, Pat Shermer can get back into his wheelhouse with the creativity in the run. And I think we've seen little glimpses of that, at least as much as we can, with what they want to reveal. Curious what Jaheim Otis could do at DT. To be honest, I haven't really noticed much of the number 90s. That'll be something to keep an eye on, because you do got two guys wearing the number 90, right? Let me pull up the roster here. You got Jaheim Otis and Torian Carter wearing number 90 right now. So, guys, I got no idea who is who on the field, man. I got no idea who is who, but I'll tell you a couple guys that have stuck out to me on the defensive line have been number 92 and Quinn Barnes and Brandon Davis Swain. I think Brandon Davis Swain is going to be part of the rotation this year, man, which is great. He should be a redshirt freshman this year, right? Unless he was just playing a bunch last year on special teams as a true freshman. But he should have burned his red shirt last year, and so this is going to be his first, full year of playing. Man, it's going to be great. Right now, I would say, yeah, Brady Kopat's 86 is definitely the tight end too right now. Right behind, why do I want to call him Zach Allen? Zach Atkins. Yeah. Seton, the best player recruited by Prime other than Travis. Yes. I would agree with that, man. And it was great to see on PFF Jordan Seton, part of the Big 12, all offense starting lineup that they had out there. Only buff on there, but that's okay. I think that hopefully we can get a couple other buffs to earn their place as like first team all conference players. Would be great. Right now, Jordan Seton, he's like that one shoe-in for that type of recognition. So I think that would be great. So guys, I'm going to cut this thing right now. Gonna get ready for another Bronco show I got going on. But hey, always really do appreciate you guys. Let me know if you're catching the replay. I mean, what have you thought about Tyreekus Davis and the rest of this cornerback room? Let me know. But great to see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy this. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. All right, guys, let's go Buffs.